Hello, hello everyone. Can everyone hear me? Like, you guys know I'm not a streaming expert, so I will definitely need your guys' help this stream. Microphone too quiet. Is it also too quiet for everyone else? Then I can boost it a little. A little bit too quiet, let's see. What's the easiest to boost it? Is it better like this? Is it louder now? A bit better. Well, if you guys want to hear my beautiful voice even louder, just tell me. I still have a little bit left, you know, to boost it. Even louder. Let's see. Not that we go clipping in the end, so now should be a little bit more louder. More, please, yeah. Let's see. I still have an issue where my YouTube chat gets auto-translated into German, and I just figured it out last second before starting the stream, so now I see all your messages in German, which is a little bit awkward, to say the least. All right. So just let me know, is the microphone okay now? Can we continue like this? He's mute. Thank you. Exactly what we need. Perfect. Okay. Cool. Did anyone already had time to have a look at the dashboard? Like, I know we launched it definitely for the US, you know, in the morning. For European region, more like in the afternoon, midday afternoon. So probably everybody was at work. But I hope some of you already had time to figure out the dash a little. We actually crashed Shopify earlier today. Whole Shopify was down, probably due to the insane amount of traffic because of our dashboard. Just see. Don't have a DDU. What wheel do you drive? Do you have a wheel with a DDU? If you have a wheel with a built-in display, you definitely just the alpha wheel, but it's a great great time to have one. Yeah, for sure. And for me, like, yeah, alpha DDU, best combination out there. I really love it. But yeah, you definitely need a DDU now, and you definitely have now a good point, you know, and good argument with to tell your wife why you need a DDU now. We need all the good stuff from you guys. Yeah, for sure you need. And you know, maybe we're also bringing new stuff this year, so there's always stuff to get from us. We think of you guys, of course. Does the dash work with any size DDU? So theoretically, yes. But currently, since it's running, like Pit Stop app runs the dash, it is it only works on our DDU. So basically at the moment DDU 5, but if you drive with a steering wheel, of course it also works on 4.3 inch. Yeah, she will notice, but again, like, you know, it's compared to a steering wheel, it's not that much, so you'll probably get away with it with just some beating. Okay. Let me just... I also want to do a little bit of iRacing, but just some offline driving, just to show the dashboard a little bit. Do you plan to integrate third-party DDUs? I mean, we have to see where we go from here, because you know, developing such a dashboard, and especially, you know, developing such a dashboard in your own application is definitely, you know, takes a lot of time. Ian was coding like day and night for so many months now. So it is expensive, and of course, you know, also we have to live off something. So at the moment it's locked to our DDU, since the Pit Stop app is free, of course. So we have to see what we can do with other DDUs. We definitely have some interesting thoughts, but you know, it's not that well thought through yet that I can tell you a lot. Okay. Has anyone played a mini game already? Do we have some new high scores? I already spent so much time playing Tire Chaser, so I'm eager to see if anyone will beat my high score anytime soon. Let's just go with Sebring GT3. 2 DDU supported? Not yet, not yet. We start, you know, 1 feed at a time. Currently, like, multiple DDUs are supported, yes, but you're running the same dash, which is probably, you know, does not make too much sense. But we are working already on companion dashes, let's put it this way. So then we'll have multiple DDU support. Are there plans to build a steering wheel in cooperation with Fanatec that also works on the PlayStation? Nothing concrete yet, so I really cannot give you a lot of, you know, info here, but we would definitely love to. Like, the console market is huge, so we would of course definitely love to get our products there. But it's super difficult, you know, to get licenses, you know, from Sony or Xbox. It's insanely difficult, and definitely for a company of our size, impossible. Could you say when there are new DDU5 in stock? Probably end of next week we'll have new DDU5 in stock. We have the last part incoming, and then we'll have them back on stock. What do you mean by DDU5 only? Not support in Delta Omega 4? No, it is supported. So support, like, you find it on the website. Support is the DDU5, Delta Pro and the Omega Pro V2. Also supported, of course, is the combination Alpha plus DDU5 and Delta Pulse plus DDU5. That's also supported. Yeah, exactly. And we are working on bringing the Omega Pro V1 into the Pit Stop app, and then this one will be also supported. Need this to third-party DDUs. Yeah, let's see where the journey continues. Mini games are great. Don't have the time. Yeah, but it's just fun, you know. I'm just, you know, can just sit here in the rig, load up my mini game. Grid block a little bit difficult with the DDU here since I can't rotate it, but you know, just to play some tire chaser, it's just a lot of fun. But what was your high score? You guys are doing an insane job. Can't wait to try it out tonight. Yeah, well, thank you very much. And yeah, for sure, try it out and definitely make sure to give us feedback because, yeah, we need feedback to grow, you know, and to improve things, to make things better. That's why we also have the feedback section on the Discord. Sometimes we do not answer as much as we should, but we read everything. I can promise you that. Sometimes the time is just, you know, too little to answer everything. So I just loaded up a little AI race here. Let me just switch the scene. Let me see if iRacing loads in. Yeah, it does. So we can have a look at the dash a little. You guys know if you want to exit the game mode, it will exit anyway if you hop into the car. But if you want to exit it, just hold both shifters again and you're out of the mode again. Okay. And if you guys have any questions, like now is the time. Just keep the questions coming. And I will try to answer every of them. You know what's a good car? Yeah, of course. Of course we go and drive in the Porsche. Best car out there. I actually figured out earlier today when I was driving against the AI to do some recordings. The AI drives sometimes so aggressive, it's insane. Like, see? This is like a typical iRacing session. Okay, let's try that again. Does ARB show in GTP? Yeah, it does. We have, I actually think this is not online yet, but we have a full website showing for every sim, every bit of telemetry, what's supported and what's not. For example, in iRacing, the tire chart is not supported. So we have this on a website, so you know. First thing I noticed is that the RPM font is too small, quite important for Clio, TCR, and the RPM. Yeah, we can make an option to, you know, to just make it bigger. There's definitely room for it. Might get a little bit, you know, tight when there's like, when you drive a hybrid car, which has like front arb, rear arb, and everything. But we can for sure look into. For me personally, since I drive mainly GT3, RPM is pretty useless. Like, it's just there to have a running number, but to be honest, not that much else I'm doing with it, since they're not even standing starts or anything. Okay, AI, please let me just survive. Is it possible to switch between different pages using touch? Jesus, you asked for it, right? Yeah, we are implementing it, but it doesn't work just yet. Like, it's not working just yet, but we are implementing it. It's very easy to do. I'm still, I don't understand why you want touch gestures, you know, like isn't like the funky way more intuitive than, you know, pressing on the dash? Whoops. Do flag signals green, yellow, white also work in iRacing? It doesn't work on my Alpha Delta Pro. It does. It should. It should definitely work. Let's see when I cause the next yellow flag, then you will see. You'll see it on the DDU that it will light up. It's just a habit. If you also try to do it in your real car, you know that you reach through your steering wheel onto the dash in front of you. My rear car not that fast. Yeah, well, you gotta work on that. Forgot how slippery these tires are in the first laps. That's insane. Let me just do 1-2 laps. If you have any questions, just keep them coming, and then I'll give you like a little rundown through the whole dash. We actually also have a YouTube video coming up with me explaining the whole dash in detail. And then, yeah, but I'll give you a little rundown through here about every little detail we thought about when doing this dash, because I think they actually like, there's a lot of cool stuff in this dash, which I want to show you guys. Which delta are you showing on the dash? Last lap session best. This is to my personal session best. We are working on an option that you can change that. It's basically the main one also, which iRacing shows you. And as you can clearly see, when I was in my prime, I was actually driving a lot faster than I'm doing right now. Is this a Club Sport DD Plus wheelbase? Yeah, it is. At least I think so. Didn't really had a look at the base too much. I just sat in the rig and was told to speak with you guys. Third laps on tires are still ice. I'm even driving like high downforce setup. Streaming from Landshut or Regensburg? Regensburg. I'm in Regensburg right now. Do you can show tire temps in iRacing? No, we cannot, unfortunately. It's iRacing. iRacing is not streaming that telemetry, so there's unfortunately no chance to show, which is very sad. I just need to remap my bindings to switch the screen in a second, and then I can show you. Is it possible to change font size, RPM, and speed? Yeah, we just had the exact same question. We will probably, well, most likely, if many people want it, make an option. Make an option that you can increase the size of the RPM and speed info texts. Okay, let's go into the pits. Oh man, haven't driven this track in so long. Okay. Then let's see. What about the Delta Pro SC dashboard? Will it become, like, will it get these updates? I can't tell you, unfortunately, yet, because it's not completely in our hands, you know. It's up to Simulcube how much they open their, you know, API and how much documentation we get to do dashboards, and then we'll see if it is even feasible, because currently the dash communicates a lot of our software and a lot of with our wheel, and yeah, we have to see. But if there's something we can do, we'll definitely do something. The McLaren 720 shows tire temp on its dash. Yeah, in iRacing it shows data. Also the Porsche here shows your temps, but iRacing does not stream that data, which we need, so the pit stop app does not know it. SimHub also doesn't know it. There's a new Fanatec hub and Bavarian Spacer. What else is there? You mean the Fanatec wheel hub? Yeah, we actually have it. I'm actually driving with it right now. That's how I connected the wheel to the Fanatec base. Okay, but let's have a look. I want to give you guys a little rundown through the app. Let me switch the scene to pit stop app. There we go. Wait, where's my window? There it is. Okay. Let me give you guys a little rundown through the pit stop app and how it works. So we of course currently are running the combination between the DDU5 and the Alpha. So to edit the dashboard, we need to click on the DDU5, and then we go down here on dashboards, and we have our dashboard open. And of course we're currently in the idle state. So right there, let me talk you through. We have an idle state of the dash, and we have a race state. So obviously when you're not racing, idle; when you're racing, race dash. You can configure this up here in the settings. Down here you have idle dash behavior, and you have 3 options. So one option is never. So if I click this, we're outside of the sim. You see the race dash means it will always show the race dash. And then we have the 2 other options until session is running. So if I would load up iRacing now, it would switch then once iRacing is up and running. It would switch to this race dash. And then the last option, which is personally my favorite, it waits to show this dash until you're actually racing and you're inside the car. So I would go with this setting. You see, then it also switches back. Then we also have 3 rendering modes. We have a max frame rate. Then we actually have a frame rate of up to 60 Hertz, but you definitely lose some texture, and detail in your dash. And then we have max quality, brings you down to about 25 frames per second. You have the max quality, and balance is basically pit stop app chooses how much compression your image should get, that you have the best balance between performance and quality. And I think this one runs really good, always runs between 30-40 FPS with very, very good quality. I basically see no difference between balanced and max quality. Of course, the screen brightness is there too. Then we have a lot of options here for your overlay. So you can customize it as you want. You have hide, show the logo. If you don't want it, maybe hide it. Depending on the backdrop you choose, you can also put it in dark mode. And as you can see, in stream, everything is happening in real time on the dash. This was really, really important to me because you have this preview here, but I also want you to see every change, you know, real time on the screen. For example, let me just type here, you know, driver name. You see on the dash, it happens in real time. So as I type, I see it on the dash. Same for your number. Let's go with 10. You see everything is there. Super, super easy. The last thing at the bottom, I think you can barely see it. It shows, you know, the current time and date here in Regensburg. That's basically everything here you can do on the overlay. And then you have, of course, the background. And let's go to the static in a second. Down here you have many different looped videos, and it's really easy. As you can see, a little bit like YouTube, when you hover above them, you get a little preview, and then I just need to click on it, and it's instantly on my wheel, and I can just go through all of them. They are looped, so they will always, you know, continuously play. I think these are like my favorites. Let's go with this one, and actually let's go with this one. But now you can see, white overlay does not look too good. Let's switch it to black, and there we go. So this was the first version of the app we launched, and then testers gave us the feedback, oh, but maybe, you know, I don't want an animated background. Let's just give us, you know, static colors. So we also, of course, did that. Custom color, just click on here. You have your color picker, just go for color you like. And if you want to make it even more fancy, just click on color gradient. Then you can choose 2 colors to go from and go to. So let's just go from this deep purple to a nice pink. I think I also did this in the video. You can, of course, also decide the orientation, and then let's just type in gradient pink. Click done. You have it instantly on your dash, and it's also saved here. So now if I go to something else, there's still my gradient. I can just click on it. I have it back. And of course, if you are a racing team, you can, of course, also pick a custom image from your computer. I just have to see, do I have an image I can select? I have no idea what these images are. I better not click on them. But if you click on them, it will open up a little dialog where you can, you know, custom resize the image so it fits the screen, and click apply, and you have it on your screen. Better not leak any future products right now. Okay, and one thing I forgot to mention, on the top, currently this will be basically your dashboard selection, because we're planning on bringing more dashes to the Pit Stop app, and not only ours, also external ones. So currently here's the selection. You can also click SimHub Dash if you still want to drive, you know, the dash via SimHub as you've been used to before. But for now, let's keep the Pit Stop app on the dash. And then let's probably move to the more interesting part, which is the race dash. For the race dash, let me just switch the idle behavior back to never, so we always see the dash in front of us. So the dash is built up basically in 4 zones. We have the 2 bottom ones, which is, you can see it on the screen, which is, we have 2 big info boxes, bottom left and bottom right. And then we have 2 more info boxes, top left and top right. And the idea behind this is that when you change screens, because you have up to 4 pages, you can map that if you change a page, that if it's crucial information, for example, like fuel here, that on the next page, you can also put, for example, then fuel on the top right. It will, of course, show not as much information as the first page did. This shows 4 fuel informations. This only shows 1 fuel information, but I think the most critical one, your fuel remaining. So even though you change dashboard page, you still have it up here and you can see it. And then super easy, I think probably the easiest dashboard builder you can find on the market. You just click the page you want to customize. You have your various customization options, your chase view, your leaderboard, your relative. You just click on it and you have it right on your dash in real time, as you can see. This was times, I believe. Yeah. Let me just try to remap. Yeah. Of course, here you can assign a button from your steering wheel to change the dash page. Yeah, we will bring also touchscreen control, but here you can also assign a button on your steering wheel. It does not need to be the funky. I prefer to have it on the funky, and then you can just switch pages around as you like it. Since we're on the DDU right now, you'll see here multiple devices with different mappings to switch. Of course, because you can drive with the DDU with multiple devices. And then let's go even further. So this is your dash builder basically. And then down here you have like more customization option. We just had a little bit RPM and speed talks. Here you can choose, do you want to like have it the other way around? So do you want to have your RPMs on top because you think they're more important? Switch it back around. We have our spotter. Of course, we can leave them off. If you say, oh, for me, the flag lights are enough, leave it off. But if you want additional spotter indication, and as you can also see, you always have a live preview. So if you click something in the pit stop app, it will always show you a live preview on the dash itself. So we just had static, then it will be static all the time, the box showing to left and right. If you want to have it a little bit more dramatic, you can also click blink and you will see it will blink in the top right or top left, depending on where the car is, obviously. In the worst case, it will blink on both sides, and then probably will be down to Monza turn 1. Car setting changes. Of course, personally my favorite, big notification on the screen when something happens. Also, so many different options here you can click from. So you have top. This is the most minimalistic view you can have. So if you change your brake bias, your ABS, TC, whatever, it will show it, in big on the top. You can also choose if you want to have it like in the middle of the dash, or if you want to have it full screen, just the whole page to have that information. And if you don't like, the color to be so dominant, you can also click to normal, and then the text will be the color of the item you have changed, and the background will be black. This is actually my preferred, like middle and normal is my preferred way to go. And here we have different selections of trigger events you want to have. So I want, of course, to know if I change my brake bias, my TC, TC2, or ABS. But personally, I don't need to know when I change my engine mapping or my MGUK. So I have this not ticked. I can just tick it, and then it will show also on the dash. And lastly, at the bottom, you can also decide how long this notification should appear. So for the super fast people, 0.5 seconds, 1 second, 1.5 seconds, up to 4 seconds, maybe if you want to take, a little bit more time to read what has changed on the dash. I personally do something between 1 and 1.5 seconds, so I know I have changed something. Lap sum up. So every time you complete a lap, the dash will show you a sum up of the last lap you have just completed. It will show you data like, your precision, your delta, have you improved, were you worse than the last lap. It will show you your lap time. It will show you the delta to your session best lap. And probably most importantly, it will show you how much fuel you have used in that lap. And of course, you can also decide if you don't want to have it, if you think it's distracting, turn it off, otherwise show. And also, of course, you can decide how long you want the lap recap to be on your dash. Then units, of course, important for people not in the European Union. Go to Imperial if you have, the Imperial system. If you have the metric system, choose metric. Multi-switch, we'll get to that in a second because a lot more stuff has been done there. Other than that, basically exactly the same controls as we just had in car settings. So if we switch it, every setting, very similar to car settings. And of course it will pop up when I twist the multi-switch on my steering wheel. Then color themes. Of course, we have a lot of different LED color themes for our wheel. You can match, you like have your dashboard match exactly the same colors. We're currently here in Vaporwave. We have a lot of different colors you can choose from: Tropical Breeze, Jungle, Miami, the default layout. So it will always be exactly the same as your steering wheel. Let's go back to Vaporwave because that's what we currently have on the Alpha. You can show your inputs, throttle brake directly on the dash. Personally, I have it disabled. I have a overlay for that on my real screen. But if you want to have it on your dashboard, it will be shown between the gear indicator and the time left. Oh, let me just disable this. And then lastly, pit limiter overlay, very basic. Your pit limiter, if it's red, you're too fast. If it's green, you're good. Big number is your speed, below is your gear. That's great. And you also get a warning, like if you're in the pit line and you have your pit limiter disabled, it will show you on your screen. But of course, only if you're in the pit lane, so you know, okay, if I start driving now again, my pit limiter is off and I'm in risk, to go too fast. Okay, this was a quick rundown of the dash, what you can do here. As always, like if there are any questions, just scream, shout at me. Then I have one more thing I want to show you, which is the multi-switch, because a lot has done here, and I think we try to make it as smart and as easy for you as possible. So if we go back now to the Alpha, we can now edit the labels of the multi-switch. So as you have seen already, I've labeled down here, I have now MGU, and if I turn it, it will show MGU on the dash. So now I can customize, we can map, which is the previous one, we can call it, let's call it, can I do stream? No, I can't do stream because I only can do 5 letters. Let's do, let's just do STR for stream. Right, that's in there. So now if I turn back, it will show STR on the dash. So finally, many people have asked for it. I also really like it. You can have your custom labels on your dash, and it does not stop there because it actually gets cooler, because as you can see currently between stream, so STR, it has a bluish color because that's the color of my LED, and MGU has a red color. And the dashboard picks the color from your LED profile. So if we now go here to stream and we make this a green color, and we now go back, you see it's green on the dash. And this makes it super simple because you can recognize colors way faster than you can read the text. So if you go to green, you instantly know, oh, okay, I'm on this multi-switch position. So, and it's so easy for you to configure because you don't need to change the LED color here like you had to do in SimHub and then go into the dashboard and edit the dashboard there. No, you can just do it here instantly. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you with the multi-switch. And I think we're pretty much through. So if you have any questions, just go for it. Other than that, I'll try to beat the AI one more time. And we can have a look at the dashboard once we drive. Let me just see. But let's go on a different track. Sebring is too brutal for my hands right now. Let's go on Spa. No. Yeah, let's hope the AI will not kill me. Will the position of the multi-switch probably be shown in the dash or only when I switch it? So currently only when you switch it, but I already had this thought myself that we will display that so that you have an option that you can have it permanently displayed on your dash. Of course, a little bit more subtle than like this, but we will make it so you will see it all the time on the dash if you want to. What do you use the drink button for? Do I have it? I don't have it on my wheel right now, right? No, I don't have. I wish I had. I really would like something to drink now. I forgot something to put here on the rig, unfortunately. But actually, I saw on social media that there are now people, you know, doing like working drink, you know, like that you have a tube in your mouth and you can actually push a button and a little motor will push the fluid. That's really cool. So you could use it for that. Is it possible to change the colors of the font for night stints? No, it's not. Which color would you want them to be? Like probably like red or something like that? No, but we do not have a dark mode yet. Like of course we have dashes which are more for dark mode, like Vaporwave right now. It's kind of dark, you know, just a little bit of white text. The rest is purple. But we can definitely have a look into making a dark mode for definitely for endurance racing. Yeah, would be great to see probably somewhere. Yeah, we'll do that. I also had that idea already. That's cool. It would be premium if the multi-switch names also changed on the wheel. Yeah, that would be really premium though. Definitely working on that. Let me just turn the speaker back on. So we have a little bit of sound. Really good work. Thank you, Martin. Red and green is standard, I think. Red and green is standard. Do you mean the you mean for dark mode, right? Great work. In the future would be nice to have flag overlays. Oh yeah, we really need flag overlays. Yeah, we'll do that. Maybe you can do a feature request for that, so we definitely will not miss it. Oh, I need to press one more time down here. Is the color profile browser still unordered, or is there finally like probably still semi unordered for the alpha? There's a selection of, you know, hand-picked profiles which are really good, but it is definitely something we're working on because it's definitely needed, because otherwise it's a bit of a mess. Yeah, so we will fix that too. Why so handsome? Oh man, stop it! You'll make me blush. Okay, let me see. So you can see here the different dashes. So I'm just clicking on my funky on the wheel where I have it mapped to. I can just go around. This is probably my favorite view because I have my sector times and my chase view on the left, so I always know who's in front of me. I actually have 2 times fuel remain on the top. That's That's a little bit overkill. Let me try to change this. Okay, this will be wild, guys. I'll try to change it while we race. Can we do that? Okay. So I think this is the first time a layout has been changed while driving. Let's put tires top right. No, let's put leaderboard top right. There we go. Gibt es die Möglichkeit, wow, gibt es die Möglichkeit, die Dash per Touch? Wird's bald geben. Aktuell noch nicht, aber wir arbeiten dran. You need to support virtual energy as well for LMU. I'm not an LMU driver myself, because to be honest, I can't 100% tell you if we do or if we do not. But if you say we do not, again, 100% make sure to make a feature request on our server, on our Discord server, because we will implement all of that. If something is possible, we will definitely try to implement it. Could you please explain the SimHub dash feature in the editor again? You mean this one here, right? Yeah, it's still that. For example, if you want to use the wheel still with LEDs and you want to control it via the pit stop app, so all the telemetries, ref lights, profiles, etc., you can do that. So pit stop app will still then control the LEDs. But if you want to use, for example, the DNR dash or the Lovely dash, but want to drive the LEDs with the pit stop app, then you can just click up here and pit stop app will disconnect from the DDU, and now you could like start SimHub, connect to it, and yeah. But now we'll go back to here. Are streamers already able to turn up your volume as well? You're very quiet. Am I? I can try to crank it up a bit more. Just hope it not gets too distorted. Let me know if this is better. Are streamers already able to show this on live or no? Lubo asked. Yeah, of course you can show it. Like, it's released, everybody can show it. And please, and I say this and I mean it, please share us your feedback. Like, we want to make this dash better. So, for example, if you say, yeah, the RPM text is too small for us, we want to have it bigger, or like at least we want to have the option to make it bigger, we will definitely implement that. Okay, I basically don't need to close pit stop anymore when running SynHub. No, of course no, you don't have to. So if you want to control your steering wheel LEDs with pit stop app and dash in SimHub, then the SimHub dash option, that's the one for you. Okay, now I'm like dead last by miles. Of course, that's what I'm here for. Would be great if this became available for BST wheel owners that own a third-party dash. Yeah, it's probably one of the most seen question, like the question I've seen the most all day. Yeah, let us think about what we can do there. I'll keep you posted on this. Let me actually, not that it's super interesting to see, but let me actually switch scenes so you can see how I'm dead lost. and driving around. Oh well, we still have a 50 seconds gap to first place. That's good, I think. Cool setup of double 50mm spacer, yeah. We were like, oh shit, we need to bring it, you know. We need to get 100mm there, let's do 250mm. 347 is a great lap time at Spa. Yeah, it is. It's tremendous lap, like, try to beat it. I think no one can. Do you like the Alpha more than the Delta still? I love all my wheels, but I drive at home basically in this setup, so an Alpha with a DDU5, so you can make up the rest for yourselves. But of course it depends on what you drive. Like I only drive GT3, so of course this is like my most natural setup. If I would drive Formula cars or hypercars, I would probably drive something else, because I like to, you know, be as close I can to the realistic counterpart. And I'd like to make a product request for a 150mm spacer. Or you can buy a 100mm spacer and a 50mm spacer. And then you have 150mm, and it looks cool. Believe me, it really looks cool. The combination between two 100mm spacer looks cooler than one 200mm spacer. Wish I never sold my Alpha, miss it so much. I might even get a new one. Yeah. I also really love this wheel. Even though it's now, how old is it? Close to 2 years, right? I think. And I love it. You're driving a Delta right now, I think, right? All your wheels are great. The Alpha is the best all-rounder. Yeah, that's why on the website it's called now the all-rounder. What I also thought about, let me know, would you guys be interested if we occasionally, you know, not a lot, but occasionally we could do some community races? I thought about that, we create some fun races. We go a little bit racing, of course, limited only to BavarianSimTec users. Still need to figure out how we do that. Delta Pro and mainly Omega V2. Well, that's a nice setup. Do you need the DDU for the pit stop app? Can I use the dash in a windowed mode? We don't have a windowed mode support right now. It's maybe something we look into, especially, you know, also thinking about VR. But at the moment, you need a device with a screen from us. Of course, let's go. Yeah, I know, Tasty, you would be the first one on board, and you would probably beat me. Like I'm so rusty. So you're a content creator now. Yeah, everyone be aware. Be aware. A new streamer is in town. Will be my full-time job now. I'll be non-stop racing, dead last. The Omega is on my list, actually my dream wheel. It's a super nice wheel, especially if you hold it in your hand and you see, like, you know, all the it's like so complicated on the front, you know, like so much 3D stuff going on. There's like we milled out so much. It's really nice to look at. To be honest, feature-wise, it has so many encoders. it's, you know, it can get overwhelming. Personally, I don't even have, you know, I don't bind all of them, but I mean, just for having on your rig, it's really, really nice. Rusty 2 community races are only for fun. Yeah, they are. They are. Except for when we make a prize for first place, then they're not fun anymore. Then they're dead serious. But now, since I have the master of dashboards in here, by the way, how do you like the dash? Did you have a chance to look at it at the website? Then it will be sweaty. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Yeah, the dashboard has been, the reception till now has been like super positive, and I mean, I haven't opened now Discord in about an hour, I hope, but until now also pretty much no bug at all, which I'm really, really happy about, because it is actually behind the scenes, it's super, super complicated to do this. So I'm really glad. Like, Ian did an awesome job there, that the dash is in the state as it is right now. So we have 2 minutes 50 left to race, being dead last, of course. Community race sounds like a nice idea, would definitely take part. Yeah, let's do it then. I will try to organize something. Also, wie Pedale nutzt du? Also jetzt gerade fahre ich mit BavarianSimTec Invicta. Die haben wir hier auf dem Rig. Und zu Hause fahre ich mit den SimoCube Active Pedals. Genau, man kennt die Pizza-Web-Software, jetzt auch die Telemetriedaten, LND, also ja, er kennt's. Also nicht mehr unser Hack, mit dass wir schon sehr akkurat, aber schätzen, wo das ist, sondern jetzt funktioniert es akkurat mit Telemetrie direkt aus LMO. Ich habe es aber selber noch nicht getestet, also ganz ehrlich, ich habe nur gehört, es funktioniert jetzt von unserem Tester-Team. Kannst mir gerne auf unserem Discord mal Feedback geben, ob es auch wirklich so ist. So now we're streaming a bit over an hour. So if anyone has some last questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I would also slowly start to finish off my work day. Ob man externes oder ein integriertes Variant Delta auf dem Wheel ist das Dash sehr viel zu früh. Ja, auf jeden Fall. Also ein Dash, was immer fixiert ist, ist auf jeden Fall deutlich einfacher zu lesen. On the MagSafe charger, am I able to turn off the LED? Yes, you are. So there's a button on the MagSafe charger, and then you can cycle through the different LED colors, and you can also turn it off. Wish my workday would be involved in sim. Yeah, it's super nice, but can also be sometimes a little bit of a pain. Da sind auf dem Delta eher plakativ Overlays wichtig. Ja, absolut verstehe ich. Wir werden da auf jeden Fall auch was in die Richtung machen. Also das wird nicht das einzige und letzte Dashboard von uns in der Pitstop App sein. Da wird noch viel kommen. When you're buying a steering wheel, or a DDU and just want to completely plug and play, worry-free package. There's simply no way around, you guys. Thank you. Yeah, that's what we try. And you know, on the market right now, like on the market, there's so many really good wheel manufacturers. And everybody makes good hardware, but I just see every wheel manufacturer out there, you know, they're just pumping out wheels one after another. They're doing the hardware, they're dropping it, and they're like, here, figure out what you do with the LEDs. Maybe they give you a little profile, and then they're like, whatever you do with the dash, you know, use an external dash. And there's nothing against external dash. Like, you know, Lovely Dash, DNR, they're awesome. Those dashes are really cool, but I think they're, you know, this integration is a lot more fluent with our wheels because everything works right out of the box. So I'm really happy that we are the first manufacturer who does this and is so far ahead in the software game, because software-wise, nobody's even close. It comes close to us. A round wheel, please. Thanks. Yeah. Maybe. Ich glaube, es gibt viele Konsolenspieler, die auch Wheel-Link wollen. Den Plastik. Ja, wir würden auch super gern was für den Konsolenmarkt machen, aber bevor Sony einen anschaut, da muss man mindestens ein dreistelliges Millionenunternehmen sein, dass die einen anschauen. Davor interessieren die sich leider nicht für einen. Aber wir sind auf jeden Fall, wir loten alle Möglichkeiten aus, die es gibt. Telemetrie in Elmo funktioniert, jetzt kann ich SimHub endgültig deinstallieren. Yes. Awesome. Habt ihr ein Showroom in Regensburg? Nicht direkt ein Showroom. Eigentlich kommen auch selten Leute vorbei, was gut ist. Aber wir haben hier eben hier so einen kleinen Streaming-Ecke etc. Also wenn du mal in der Gegend bist, bitte mit Vorankündigung. Aber wenn du in der Gegend bist, komm gern vorbei. Schau es dir gern an. Ich zeig dir gern unser Unternehmen. Okay, this will be the worst lap of my life. Aber der Wheelbase ist ja der Chip für die Konsole. Ja, das stimmt schon. Trotzdem hängen da immer noch Lizenzen dran. Man kann da nicht einfach dran machen, was man will. Und natürlich muss man schauen, mit wem man das macht. Es gibt ja aktuell nur einen Hersteller, der das kann. Und natürlich muss man schauen, wie funktioniert dann das Dash etc. Aber wenn ich da mal irgendwelche Infos habe, dann teile ich die gerne. Alright, we did probably the most strange and boring race of my life. Okay, let me just park here. Great spot to park. Oh, not in the sim. And there we go. Where's my pit stop app? There we go. Let me just switch back to the scene so we see the pit stop app. And I want. Sind noch neue Lenkräder in den nächsten Monaten geplant? Vielleicht. Native support for Fanatec. I mean, no USB cable. We are in talks with Fanatec, and they listen very carefully, which is very good. And I know that they're also working on something, but nothing I can. Unfortunately, I don't also have much more info than you guys. So. Bitte nicht mein Konto weinen. Also, one thing regarding the mini games you can play on your dash. I really like it. It of course does not work when you are outside of the idle dash. You know, just as a precaution. You know, I'm pulling now both shifters. It does not work, so you really need to be in until session is running. Yeah, until in car. So you really need to be in the idle dash, then you can pull it and then it works. So we think about every little detail. Not that you're accidentally in the instant of your 24-hour race and you're driving through the last corner of Le Mans and then suddenly Tire Chaser pops up on your screen. That would be very bad. We really need to code a leaderboard for Tire Chaser. I want to see you guys high score. Okay. Any last questions? Otherwise, I will go and finish my working day. Wie geht das? Meinst du gerade das Spiel auf dem Dash oder? Overall, excellent work. Love your brand. Thank you very much, Nico. Thank you very much. Means a lot to us. Das Neue in unserem Dash, du hast einen Spielemodus, kannst Spiele spielen, sowohl auf deinem Lenkrad-Bildschirm als auch auf deiner DDU. Und zwar, wenn du im Idle Dash bist, zum Beispiel, wenn du auf deine, wenn du in einer Quali-Session bist und noch aufs Ende wartest, dann kannst du einfach beide Shifter ziehen. Dann kommt dir so ein Game-Mode auf dem Screen, den kannst du mit deinem, siehst du schlecht, das kannst du mit deinem Funky durchschalten. Und wir haben einmal, es geht jetzt auf der DDU tatsächlich schlecht, auf dem Lenkrad würdest du bei Gridblock dein Lenkrad um 90 Grad drehen, weil dann kannst du halt hier dieses bekannte Spiel spielen, dessen Name ich jetzt nicht sage. Aber du kannst auch Tire Chaser spielen, was auch ein recht bekanntes Genre ist, würde ich mal sagen. Und dann kannst du so ein bisschen deine Zeit vertreiben, während du auf die nächste Session wartest. Can I buy that T-shirt on the website? No, you cannot yet actually. I would need to make we need to make a poll on our Discord how much people would like merch, because currently we only produce these for ourselves and for expos. But if there's demand, then we can definitely do something. Okay, any last questions? Since I'm streaming again, like when was our last live stream? It was last year, right? We need to do this more often. Nice Nokia 3. Yeah, I also when I saw this, I was also like, yeah. I also had good memories. Schönen Abend noch. Ja, danke. Wünsche ich dir auch. Delta-Vorstellung war der letzte Stream, oder? Ne, wir haben danach nochmal gestreamt, oder? So kurz, es muss irgendwo so um Weihnachten rum gewesen sein, glaube ich. Mehr Streams wären cool. Ja, schauen wir auf jeden Fall, dass wir machen, dass wir auf jeden Fall mal eine größere Menge an Streams im Jahr schaffen. Würde mich auch freuen. Wie gesagt, und ich werde mich auch ransetzen, das Thema hatten wir schon mal vor längerer Zeit, Community Races. Werde ich mich auch mal drum kümmern, was wir da machen können. 1, 2 lustige Events wäre bestimmt sehr lustig. Okay, then I say thank you very much for everybody tuning into this live stream. It was very fun with you. I like the atmosphere. It's very chilled, you know. We can just talk a little bit and geek around in sim racing, and definitely everybody check out our dashboard and leave us your thoughts on our Discord. I will read everything there. And yeah, so wish every one of you a nice evening or have a nice day, depending on where you live, and hopefully see you soon in the next live stream, which is not next year. All right, take care everyone. See you. Bye bye.